Wave madly at the screen if you need anything. Okay. Very good though, Tracy. Good response. Okay, so like I say, if you've got something to sit on, just a bit of like pressure might be nice. Cushion. If you can have your legs crossed, ace. If not, again, just have them out in your diamond shape. It's really not a must. And yes, Jean, I was just about to say that. It can be pretty precarious upon your ball. So yeah, you want to kind of roll yourself forward if you are on a ball. Yeah, so you can kind of use it more as a cushion. That's it. Good. Okay, so I want you to just maybe close your eyes for a couple of moments and just let your bottom relax. Yeah, so quite often when we're sat, we might be holding tension in a particular area of our seat and our pelvic muscles. So let's just take a moment and take a deep inhale through the nose. And imagine breathing all the way down right into the pelvis. And exhale fully through the mouth. And you can almost imagine again that breath coming all the way from the base of the spine up and out of the mouth. When you breathe in next, try to imagine you're inflating your spine, so you're getting a little bit taller and lighter as you go. And as you exhale, your muscles start to relax, but the spine tries to get that little bit longer. Feel if you can let go of any tension around the body with these next few breaths. How wide can you breathe? How deep can you breathe? Really nice. And then feel free to open your eyes. And then you're going to lift one arm up. So we're just going to do a nice side bend. So I want you to reach your arm up as high as possible without that shoulder coming up towards your ear. Reach up and over. So it's like you've just spotted something on the opposite side of your body and you're pointing towards it. So that's it. And then bring yourself back up. Inhale as the other arm comes up and over. Exhale, back up to center. So play with this a little bit, yeah? If you feel that your shoulders are up here, take it back down and then reach over so you can get a little more openness through the rib cage. If it's bothering you sitting the way you are, you know, change your position. You can always stand to do this or come onto your knees. And now for these last couple, just check that you're not rolling forwards. Think about that elongated spine and the arms staying by your ear. That's it. And let the other arm push you up. Good. Inhale, up and over. And exhale, back up. So the arm's going to support you on the floor. The other arm's going to come over to the shoulder and you're going to rotate. So you're looking down towards the mat, still lengthening through the back of the neck. Head is light. That's it. You're just gently pushing that shoulder back to create a little more resistance. And then bring yourself back to center. Good. Let's do it on the other side. So you take the other arm to support you, the other one on top of the shoulder, and gently push yourself around. So you're still trying to keep your pelvis level and pointing forwards. So you just rotate the torso. Good work. And then back to center. Lovely. Okay, let's get off whatever you're sat on. Just realised my slippers are in shot. There you go, teaching from home. All right, so we're going to lie down now. And I want you to make sure you really are comfortable where your head is. So I was talking a bit about this at some point this week. You know, if your ribs pop up when you're lying down, it's going to be very hard for your abdominals to connect. So when I'm talking about rib to hip connection, that's the flatness that you want between those two hips. And that means that those muscles in between are actually doing some work. So if your head's too far back and your ribs are popping up, then it means you've got more work to do. So don't be afraid to kind of put block there or a couple of cushions to flatten those ribs down if you feel that way. Yeah. So from here, I want you to lift both arms up. Give yourself a big hug. Wrap your arms right around your shoulders. See how it's almost like you're trying to make those fingers touch on your back. That's how deep and tight this hug is. Are you okay, Tracy? Yeah, okay. So we are going to inhale deep into the middle of the shoulders and exhale fully through the mouth. Again, breathing in and breathing out. And then you're lightly going to roll those elbows from side to side. Everything else stays still. That's it. You're just rocking and moving that connective tissue. I will never get bored of this move. Good job, really. The space that it gives is amazing, I think. I hope you feel the same. Okay, and then lift your arms up towards the ceiling. Find that little space or just notice that any differences. And then rewrap your arms around yourself one more time. Can you get a little bit closer with those fingers on the back? You grab hold of the side of the shoulder blades. You breathe in, expanding through the back, and exhale fully through the mouth. Again, breathing in and breathing out. And then just lightly, again, rocking from side to side. Can you feel your shoulders move on the back now? Yeah, now you've done it once. Even if your arms don't kind of reach to the shoulder blades, you should feel the shoulders moving a bit more freely, I hope. And then take your arms back up towards the ceiling and feel that collarbone widen. Just to feel that a little bit more, now take both arms overhead. So arms are still straight, you're doing arm arcs. And then take the arms back up towards the ceiling. So bend those knees now, feet flat on the floor. So your lower back has got a little more chance of staying in that neutral spine. And just do one more arm arc over. Lovely. And then bring your arms down by your sides, palms facing down. Head is supported, you're looking straight up towards the ceiling. And then you're just going to start to roll your head from left to right. Rocking one way, rocking the other way. Good. If your cushion or whatever you're using behind your head is getting in the way, just take it out. Yeah, see if you get a bit more freedom to the neck. And then as you look to your left, you're going to flip your right palm over and then bring the gaze back to center and flip the right palm back to the floor. Look over to the right, flip the left palm over and then roll back to center. So you're just reaching a little bit further away from the gaze by flipping the palm over. That's it. And the arms are staying on the floor. You're just flipping the palms up towards the ceiling. That's it. So it's just a little fascia stretch. And maybe on this next one, hold that stretch. So look towards your left, flip over your right palm. So it's facing the ceiling. If you don't feel a stretch there, gently slide your arm along the floor a little bit higher, maybe up to shoulder height, and then you might get that little stretch through the shoulder or chest area, depending on how tight you are. I mean, don't worry if there's not much of a stretch there, it will be doing something. And then let's try the other side. Bring the arm down, look over to the right, flip the left palm over. You can either hold it there or you can gently slide your arm along the floor just up to shoulder height. Good work. All right, and then bring yourself back to center. You're going to now do some pelvic tilts. So you can just relax through the top half of your body. Start to tilt the pelvis back and forth. So we're thinking about the tailbone reaching down into the mat. And then the lower back lengthening as you tilt the pelvis and the belly button sinks into the ground. Good. And we just want to notice how that resonates through the spine. Sometimes if we're a bit tense, stressed, it could be a bit sticky around a certain area. So just take your breath into that area or take your attention there and see whilst you're doing these pelvic tilts, can you loosen that particular place in your spine? And then from there, come back to center. That's it. And we're just going to go into pelvic clocks here. So if you prefer to do the side to side, if you like that, you can just go drop one hip and then drop the other. Or you start your clocks. So you go from belly button 12 over to 3, down to 6, at the tailbone over to 9 at the opposite hip. So just drawing that lovely circle. Good. That's it. And heavy sacrum. Yes, so think about that bone at the back of your pelvis. Being really nice and heavy. And then you come to the top of this one and reverse it. Notice if your breath has just become, normal. You might just be breathing same into your chest as usual. So can you try and deepen that breath again? That's it. And then you're going to finish off there. So level up the pelvis, pick up one leg, and then just pick up your head and have a look at the hips and make sure that they're level in height and one's not hitched up higher than the other, towards the rib. So just let yourself sort that out and then pop your head back down. Okay, so we're going to pop the hand on top of the knee first. And remember, easier version of this would be to let your heel drop to your thigh so your leg becomes less heavy. Okay, so from here we're going to gently circle. So we're guiding the leg with the hand, and it's like we're stirring a big pot of soup. That's it. Good. And try to inhale maybe for one of the circles and then exhale for the next circle. If your breath doesn't go that far, you can just breathe in for half the circle and exhale for the other half. Lovely. Then go the other way. And we're just trying to feel the thigh bone kind of deepen and get a little more happy being in that hip socket. Great. And then we're still going to work on this leg. So you're either going to grab your band or you put your hand behind your thigh. Okay, so band around the foot, if that's where you're going with it. Okay, or hand behind the thigh. Reach the leg long and then bend it. Reach the leg long and bend it. So I want you to just continue with this bend and stretch. I want you to start noticing where your tailbone is, where your sacrum is. And so all that, those back bits of your pelvis, I want them to stay heavy and still as you move the leg. Okay, that's it. And an inhale, bending, and an exhale, stretching. We'll do the trick. That's it. Good. And then from there, straighten your leg out and hold it there. So you can still hold behind the thigh, yeah, if you haven't got the band with you. And then we're going to just do a light point and flex. Oh, who did I lose then? Oh, it's Bex. You know, point and flex through the foot or ankle. Okay. So if you, again, if you sort of support your leg while you're doing this, if you can do it without, there's no problem. So that's fine, Tracy, if you want to just hold it up there using your strength. And then from there, we're going to hug the leg in. I want you to hug it in. And if you're using a band, you're going to move the band to the inner thigh and try to hug your leg in as tight as possible. So the knee reaches out towards the armpit. And if you're just you're just using your hands, I would hold on to the shin, yeah, and pull in the leg that way, or the back of the thigh. So, you know, whatever makes you feel like you can hug that leg in as much as possible. And you're just going to breathe here. And then you're going to straighten the other leg. Start to straighten the other leg down the mat. Good. It's a big old stretch. Breathe into it. Well done. Before you straighten the leg that you're hugging, slide the leg on the mat back into a bent position. And then stretch out the leg back up towards the ceiling. Either using the band or your hand. That's it. And then bend the knee all the way into the chest and pop it down on the mat. Straighten both legs out. There we go. And give them a little wiggle. All right. So from there, bend both legs. Pick your second leg up. I'll just let Bex back in. And then put your hand on top of your knee. So you don't need your band for this first bit. Good. And start to circle the leg. So hand on top of the knee. So you're not holding it in at the moment. Okay. So just hold it with one hand on top of the kneecap. So you can move that leg freely. Okay, so you're basically stirring that leg, or stirring or steering, they both work. So it feels easy, that's it. Yeah, so it doesn't matter how big your circle goes, but it does matter that your pelvis stays nice and still. And if it gets a bit quaddy, yeah, on the front of your thighs or the front of your hips, you just drop that heel towards the thigh, and that'll make it less so. And then circle the other way. That's it. Now, sometimes on this second side, we can get a bit giddy, let's say, and be like, oh, now I'm doing now. And then we start really rocking and rolling the pelvis all over the shop. So you still got to be mindful of this other leg being still, and that helps the pelvis stay still. Good. All right. And then again, either grabbing your band or holding the back of the thigh. I'll do this side without the band. We're just going to bend and stretch. Bend and stretch. So what can happen here, particularly if we're not using the band, is because we're restricted, the pelvis will want to tilt back. So you'll go into an imprint, i.e. your lower back will become flat on the ground. That's no massive deal, but we would love to have a little gap between your lower back and the ground. So yes, we've got our neutral or natural curves. However, if that means that, it's sort of going more into your knee or it causes pain, it's okay to sort of tilt back a little bit. Good. That's it. Couple more. Really nice. Lovely. Stretch that leg out. So you're reaching it away. Again, you can either hold behind the thigh or you can just let it be there. Use stretching through the leg. And then point and flex. So we're really getting those legs to wake up and do some stuff, but of course it's great to relax, great for the blood flow, yeah, having your legs up in the air. That's it. Good. And then from there, the release is then you hug your knee in towards your chest, and then the knee reaches out towards your armpit. So you go into that external rotation. Yeah, so you're hugging one shin in towards your chest. That's it. Then you slightly out towards the armpit. And then you gently start to straighten the other leg. Yeah, so that's the bit you probably missed, Bex, wasn't it? So yeah, do both sides. Okay, so really hug in, breathe, feel that stretch through the front of the pelvis. Lovely. Slide that straight leg back in through the mat. Bring your other leg down to the mat and then slide them both away and give them a little wiggle. Excuse me. And you should be pretty much now level. Okay, so get rid of your cushion and get rid of the band, and then we're going to go into a shoulder bridge with arms. So we're going to use arms straight away today, but if you don't feel comfortable with it, of course, keep your arms on the floor. So lengthen the back of your neck and look straight up towards the ceiling. Feet are hip distance apart, and we're going to gently start to push through those feet, send the shins forwards. Keep that space between your chin and chest. So that means the shoulders still remain attached to the mat. Inhale at the top. And exhale, roll down. So on this next one, we come up and forwards with the shins, hips are high. Good. And then we lift both arms. Okay, leave the arms where they are, up towards the ceiling, and then roll back down. And see if you can just give a little bit of your chest to the ground. And then from there, take your arms back down to the mat, roll up. So I suppose this is the first version. Yeah, you come up, then you take the arms up, the arms stay up in the air as you roll down. Yeah, if you feel comfortable having your arms up in the air, you can then roll up, and then we take the arms down to the mat as we come to the top of our shoulder bridge, let's say. That's it. And then as we start to roll down, the arms come up. So we've got the little seesaw thing going on. And it really is up to you how far your arms go. They can go overhead if you like that stretch, or they can just stay up towards the ceiling. So see, have a little play. Yeah, it's like a little seesaw. We come up, that's it, and down. Really nice. Paying attention to that rib and hip connection at the front of the body, particularly if your arms are going overhead. And then come all the way back. Really nice. Do that twice more. Good. Well done. And land. Nice. So we'll do a little hip twist just before we do anything else. I always think that's a nice thing to do after a shoulder bridge. So we will keep our legs parallel, so there's space between them. If you feel that you've got any sort of pain in the knees, you can absolutely have a cushion or ball in between the thighs just to help them stay kind of level as you rock from side to side. Okay, so have your arms a little bit wider, again into that kind of low V, palms facing down, and then let those knees roll one way and then roll the other way. So let's see how grounded we can feel through the top of the body as we do this side to side movement. So try to focus on your upper back and shoulders feeling wide and almost like they're sinking into sand. Yeah, so you're trying to keep an imprint through the top so the lower part of your body can then really get into that rotation. Good. Yeah, and don't forget to look away from the knees so you get that rotation right through the spine. Good. Looks great. Hope you're enjoying it. And then from there, we'll bring the legs back to center. And then we're going to pop the hands behind the head. So again, sort out your head support if it feels too high up. Everyone looks okay, but again, you just might feel a little flat as the ground anyway. So you're going to have your elbows in your peripheral vision, and we're going to curl up and over the waist. Yeah, so we're trying to think about the waist being long, yeah, on both sides as we curl up. Now there's still an upper back stretch. As you come up and over, you're looking towards your knees. Okay, and it's the first bit of kind of flexion that we've done. So go easy with it. Nice, feet still hip distance apart with the knees. Nice, and make sure that tailbone stays down. So if you feel that you're curving up through your pelvis as you curl the top half of your body, drop the tailbone as you come to the top of the curl up, and that should help you recognize where your abs are. Yeah, so this bit comes down. Okay, so from here we're going to lift one leg into tabletop. We're going to inhale at the bottom. As we exhale, we curl up and we're going to straighten the leg. So it's a single leg stretch. As we come back down, the knee comes back to tabletop. So it's a... So again, really crucial that we've got the pelvis neutral as we do this. That's it. And we're kind of flattening out the ribs to the hips. The leg doesn't have to go low. Okay, so just lining it up, maybe a little bit lower than the knee is enough. If you're a lot higher, that's okay. It's just about getting your leg and the timing reaching as you curl up. Good. Nice. Two more this side. Okay. Lovely. Great. And then let's swap the legs. So just be aware that as you get tired, you're going to start poking your chin forwards. Yeah, so let your head sink into your hands, let your chin fall back into your face. It sounds a bit odd, but hopefully you can get that feeling. So the back of the neck lengthens. As you lift up the second leg, you curl up. You're curling into yourself and the leg is reaching away. Yeah, so the leg reaching away doesn't get you higher, but it could make you feel like you're getting deeper into the curl up. That's it. So this is where sort of gentle starts to become a little more demanding. That's it. Good, but you can make it gentle, you know, that's why it's slow. Just remember that each movement is with purpose, yeah, and that's why we're matching the breath to the movement. Good. Just go 3 more on that side. Lovely. Nice. And then you can rest. All right. So from there, you're going to come onto your side. So roll onto your side. Remember, you're going to get a bit more cushioning if you're sore lying on that side. Yeah, to make sure you're nice and comfy. And you're going to be bent legs, heels in line with the bottom, and line yourself up with the back of the mat. You can be up on your elbow like me, or you can be down like this. Okay, I'd probably recommend being down on your arm flat. Try to lengthen through your body. So again, we're trying to think about this waist muscle, particularly at the bottom, lifting. You know, we're lengthening here and lengthening at the top. It's a lot easier at the top. You can kind of push your hip away. Okay, you want the knees to be stacked and the feet to be stacked. Great. So we're just going to do 4s. So we inhale, open into clam, and exhale, close. Hand on the top hip will just stop you from rolling back too much, which will sort of feel like, oh, I'm going really wide, but your body will start to tip. Okay, that's it. Good. All right. This is level 1, so you can stay with this, but remember, bear in mind we're only doing 4s, she says as we do the 5th one. Okay, so lift your heels now, and then we're going to go 4 more into oyster. Yeah, again, waist is lifted, you're lengthening out the crown of your head. Open and close. So it's these little muscles up here, little external rotators, get forgotten a lot. Lovely. Okay, so next one is now open, stretch the leg long. You can just go back to clam if this is not going to work for you. Bend the knee and close. Open, stretch the leg long, bend it and close. Breathing goes inhale, open, exhale, stretch, inhale, bend, exhale, close. And again, reach, close. There you go, you've done it. Excellent. Bring the feet down, have a mini rest. You can always give yourself a little rub there if it needs it. And then you're going to straighten your leg out. Okay, again, if this feels too much, do side kick this way. You can bend your knee. Yeah, and kick forwards and back. So that would be level 1. Yeah, and that would be a bit easier. Okay, otherwise stretch your leg as long as possible. Find that length. It's almost like you're pulling your mat down towards you, yeah, through your arm to try and lengthen the torso. Kick forwards and back. Kick forwards and back. So ribs stay down. Yeah, you're lengthening through the back of the body. So when this leg reaches back, whether it's bent or straight, you open out the front of your hip. Kick forwards and back. Kick forwards and back. Last one. Kick forwards and back. Reach, 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 reach. And then bring it all down. Lovely. Bring your knees up nice and high. Have both hands behind your head just like you were in your curl up. And then we're going to do that rotation from here. Yeah, so we open out and close. Inhale, open. And exhale, close. That's it. So I really want the legs to be reaching towards one another, sort of hugging together. That's what I was looking for. Hug the legs together. So when you roll back and forth with your elbow, your torso moves, but your pelvis doesn't. And don't rush these, enjoy them. You can feel a little tender spot, let it roll through that bit. If you've got a little stretchy or tight bit on the front of your body, hang out there for a couple of breaths. Good. Just twice more. Lovely work. Great. And then come all the way to seated. And we're going to flip ourselves over. Okay, so we'll just bring ourselves to the other side. Remember, you're lying down first. Lots of lovely cushioning here if you need it. Lengthen through the waist. I do like to think about the back of my body doing the lengthening. Otherwise, I will just stick my ribs out and think, oh, I'm nice and tall now. Yeah, so think about the back of your body lining up with a pretend wall. And then knees stacked, feet stacked. Hips are on top of each other. We're all sorted. Don't worry, get there. And then from there, inhale, open. And exhale, close. Yeah, so you could just stick with this. It would just mean you'd be doing 12 clams. Yeah, no bother with that. Good. That was quick maths, wasn't it, for a Friday morning? Okay, so from there, lift your feet. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. This is oyster. Open and close. I really feel this one go up top at the top of the bottom, yeah, which is the kind of glute med, which is one of those the smaller bum muscles that gets forgotten, never mentioned. Okay, so from there, open, stretch, bend, and close. So remember, that's what we're interested in Pilates, all those smaller muscles that get ignored, yeah, and then lead to pains in our joints and backs, yeah, because they're not being exercised, looked after, used enough. That's it. Good. Open, stretch, bend, and close. Probably felt it more in that side because you would work the other side as well. So bring your leg down, or feet down rather, and then stretch the leg out. Remember, if you don't want to stretch, then you just keep the leg bent. So from here, reach long, 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 kick forwards, kick back, kick forwards, kick back. So yes, the bum is still helping you do this, yeah, but we're focusing on this lengthening at the front of the leg. Excuse me, that's it. Reach, good. And having your leg bent at the bottom leg just helps you get a bit more secure, I hope, through that area. Last one, so you're going to hold it back on this one. Reach, 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 reach. Lovely, and bring it down. Nice work. Bend the knees so they're a little bit higher, hands behind the head. That's it. And then from there, squeezing or hugging the legs together. I definitely like that hugging idea better. And then roll out and roll in. Inhale, open, exhale, come back in. So you're really allowing the chest. I really like to think of this central chest column, sternum here, sinking back as you roll back. We're still lying down, Jean. I've just come up to demonstrate. Yeah. Okay, so having those knees hugging together and nice and high. Really relax your head onto that bottom hand. That's it. Lovely. Last couple. Great. Okay, so you are then going to roll onto your bellies. I'm going to be brave and take my jumper off so you can see with the lower back. So you can have a cushion in front if you need it. Okay, you're going to be lying down on your hands first of all. Just let your head sink into your hands. That can feel quite nice. If you've got a bit of a headache or tension, just lying down on your hands can really alleviate that. It's not something you think to do when you've got a headache. It really does help out. So from here, just start to let your legs become completely relaxed, so the heels roll away from one another. And that's kind of spirals those inner thighs, yeah, towards the ceiling. Then I want you to press down through your pubic bone, so you start to lengthen that lower back. So you come from here to reaching the tailbone down towards the heels. And then you can feel that your pelvis is active. And then you're going to send your chest forwards and gently lift your head. Arms stay on the ground. And I just want you to find that work the muscles above the bra strap. Yeah, I can say that because we're all ladies here today. Okay, so if you are a man and you're watching this, you're thinking, I don't know where that is, kind of mid-shoulders, bra strap. I mean, let's face it, even if you are a bloke, you're going to know where the bra strap lies. That's it. Yeah, so we don't want anything really kind of twinging, or we certainly don't want twinging or pain in the lower back. The muscles are up above those shoulder blades. So from here, if you feel good with this, you can now do the next level, making sure the pubic bone still stays down to the ground. And then we lift the arms with the head. So chest goes forwards first, and then we lift, and then come back down. Chest forwards, and lift, and come back down. So if it starts to gravitate towards your lower back, again, check in with your pelvis. Your feet should still be on the floor. Your legs are heavy as you come up. That's it. Have a few more goes. These are looking better. So I'm hoping, each week as we practice, we get a little bit more confident with where we're moving from, how it feels. Good. We're not squeezing the bum cheeks. We shouldn't be able to squeeze the bum cheeks if our legs are internally rotated. Well done. Okay. So from there, can you now come down onto your mat and bring your arms by your side so your palms face up? Turn your head to one side so you can feel a little more relaxed. That's it.
The legs are going to stay in that formation. So you've spiraled your inner thighs towards the ceiling. Heels are rolled out. That's it. Tailbone reaching down. Now you're going to lift both arms. So the arms come up. That's it. And when they can lift no more, then you're going to turn your gaze towards the mat. And you're going to reach long. And then try and lift those arms up even higher. That's it. Big inhale. Stay up there. So you're flying. Imagine you're flying. Imagine that we could just fly out of here. That's it. Gaze is towards the end of the mat and then come back down. Okay, try that again. So again, the muscles should be your upper back muscles, lifting the chest, reaching you forwards. Lift, 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 arms lift, chest lift, and then get those arms a little bit higher. These are posture correctors. And one more time, please. Lovely. Lift, lift, lift. Lovely work. Well done. And then come back down. Ah, very nice. Push yourself up carefully into maybe a cat stretch first. You do a little cat stretch first and then come back into your child's pose. If you want to stick with cat stretch, you're absolutely welcome. Let your head just be heavy. Good work. And then come out of your child's pose and come and meet us in all fours. If you've just gone into your child's pose, of course, stay there for a couple of breaths. All right, so we are going to make sure we've got plenty of space behind us. This is a lot of flexion through your knee. So please have a look first before you do it. I want you to come into your all fours position. So you can, again, sort of tilt the pelvis back and forth so you can find your neutral. So I want you to stay in neutral. Yeah, so that lower back's got its natural curve. And then from here, you're really pushing through the floor so the arms are active. You're going to reach one leg behind you and tuck the toes under. We want to find a lot of length here through the back of the body. So we're reaching through the crown of the head and the heel. We inhale. As we exhale, we're going to push the body back. It's like a half child's pose. So maybe that will be enough for you. We should be getting a stretch through the back of the leg. And then if you feel comfortable, you can continue pushing back all the way. I mean, it's like a pigeon pose for anyone who's done yoga, but we haven't got the torquing of the knee. So it should be a bit nicer. And if you can get back there, you can hold it and then press through that bottom shin to lift you back up. That's it. See that twice through, okay? So if you did it with me, you've done it 3 times, that's fine. Inhale, exhale, reach back. So you're pushing with your arms. That's it, reach back, back, back. It's a mega stretch for the hip, I know. Good. That's it, just get where you can get to. Level off the hips, shoulders are square. Now push through the shin that's on the mat, lift yourself up. Good. Keep the leg long, go back into it. Nice. Good. I'm really pleased with you all. It looks good. We're all happy doing it. Fab. Come back up and keep that leg long. Lift your head, back of the neck is reaching towards the ceiling. And then you're going to, with a straight leg, pick that leg up. 5, and bring it down. 4, bring it down. 3, good. 2, and 1. You're back, Jane. You'll have to do the other leg afterwards, okay? All right, well done. So you're back into all fours. Just do cat and cow. That's it. You should feel, I mean, you can even come back into a child's pose there, because whichever side your leg was just straight on, your bottom should feel a little more roomy. A bit more space in there. Okay, and then come back up to all fours.
Okay, if you need to, again, have a little space off your wrists, feel free to shake those hands out. Okay, so other leg, we take the leg back. Level off through the hips. Okay, so that leg comes back and you start to sort of tilt one way, try and level up again. We're still thinking about this center, ribs and hips being connected, pushing through the floor with your arms. And then again, reach back. So you slide the leg back, the toes are tucked under. It's a slow stretch. Yeah, you push yourself back, 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 back. Great. Inhale there. And now push through that bottom shin to lift you up. You're also using your core muscles, but it starts from that shin. Good. And again, reach back. Good. Yeah, I've only just got the space to do this. If you're hitting a wall, I'm sorry. That's it. And then push yourself back up. Should we do it a third time on this side? Because I know lots of you did it with me with the demonstration. So if you like it, go back for a third one. If you're not that keen, stay up on all fours. Good. Such a lovely stretch. And then back up. Straight as possible. Head is lifted, pushing through the floor. Lift the leg, lower the leg. So you're leading with your bottom and hamstrings. Yes, the foot is flexed. That's it. 2 and 1. Really nice. And then I'd like you, if possible, to take your knees wider, have your feet together, and then bring yourself back into your child's pose. If you don't like your arms in front, bring your hands now to your feet. If your head can get to the ground, that can be a lot nicer to have like a shell stretch. So see how that goes. Lovely. Yeah, Jean, with that one, you need to have your head supported. So you need to put one hand underneath your head or have a cushion there. Yeah. Yes, you actually meet the floor. Yeah. Okay. Well done. Slowly roll yourself up. And then we're going to come to standing. So you can tuck your toes under, make yourself into a little ball, and bottoms up. Soft knees, head draping, and then roll yourself all the way up. I'll adjust my camera so we can see a bit better. Yay, we haven't been up standing yet, have we, on a Friday? Okay, so feet hip distance apart, arms by your sides. All right, so we're going to lift one leg and lift the other. So we're going to do a bit of marching. Now, with your arms by your sides, that can be easy peasy. What about if you put your arms in front like this? So that's it, good. So arms by your sides is fine, or your hips. Can you go a bit faster, a bit higher? And you keep the waist long on both sides. That's it. And if this is okay, can you now send your knees out to the side? As you do external rotation, like Russian dancers. That's it, good. Lovely, lift high. Nice. Good work, and rest. All right, bring your arms by your sides. Inhale. Exhale, take your head forwards, chin towards the chest, start to roll down. Find that space, turn to the side view, through the back of the body. So your bottom is reaching up, your head is dangling down. Inhale at the bottom, and exhale, gently push through your feet. Start to stack the legs up by sending your bottom down into the thighs. That's it. So you're kind of curling up, unfurling. Lovely. Once you're up, look straight ahead and then lift your heels, lower your heels. Lift your heels, lower your heels. Do that one more time. So we're rolling down. Remember, an option for this is to bend the knees and hinge at the hip. Yeah, so if you've got sore back, osteoporosis, then the hinging is better for you. Okay, and then back up. Once you're up, again, find your balance. Think about your center helping you. Lift the heels, lower the heels. Nice. Lift the heels, lower the heels. Good. Look over one shoulder, back to center, over the other shoulder, back to center, looking up and looking down. Really nice. Just close your eyes for a moment. Take in how you're feeling. Feel the feet, the legs. Try to relax and drop your kneecaps. Feel your natural curves. Arms dangling, shoulders nice and wide. Open the eyes, inhale, lift the arms. And then bend the knees as the arms come down. Inhale, lift. And exhale, bend the knees. And last one, lift. And bend the knees. Keep the legs straight. Look up to the fingertips. And arms come all the way down. Nice work, everybody. A round of applause. Super duper. Well done. Happy Friday. Good job, everyone.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.